What is up, Facebook? I appreciate everybody tuning in. So I can give you guys this value, how to close 3 deals your first 30 days in real estate, or for those that already been in real estate and they haven't achieved 3 deals a month yet, I'm going to give you everything that you guys need. Everything that I basically went by when I first got started in wholesaling. It's almost been a year now. The end of February will be a year now. So, and also guys, I'm giving away some stuff too. I'm going to be giving out. I'm sorry, I can't talk right now. I'm going to be giving out outbound call script. I'm going to be giving that out to everybody, and also I'm going to be doing a drawing too for everyone that comment, flipping paper on this post and share this post. I'm going to be doing a drawing of 2 people, and 2 people that I pick, I'm actually going to help negotiate a sales price with you with a seller. And you can be on the 3-way call as well. You can listen to everything that I'm saying. You guys can take notes. So extreme value. The only thing you have to do to qualify for that is share, and comment, flipping paper on this post. So so we'll get started here. Let's get started. Okay. Okay, so what you guys will learn today, you guys are going to learn the mindset that you will need to get these 3 deals in 30 days. You guys are going to learn the importance of a mentor and step-by-step process you'll need to close 3 deals in 30 days. So let's get started. Oh, what happened, bro? Cool. Man, 1 second, guys. 1 second. Okay, so guys, mindset is everything in whatever it is that you're doing. Let me close the door. Denny's on the phone. My bad, guys. So guys, mindset is everything, in anything that you're doing. And in order to close deals like a successful wholesaler, you got to think like one. And, when I first got started in real estate, I really had limited information. The only thing that I knew was that an investor would buy one of my deals for 70 to 75% market value. And of course, that's depending on what market that you're in, but that's pretty standard. And so guys, so when I first got started, guys, my first week, I heard a lot of no's. I swear that's all I was hearing, and I think a lot of people they quit because their first week, all they hear is no. They hear no, 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 no. But you guys, you got to stay positive. You got to learn to not really celebrate, but see the little wins and what you get. Whether it's, because I know when I first started, whether it's cold calling, you're making those cold calls and no one's picking up. But then you finally get someone to pick up. Let that be your little success. Let setting an appointment be your little success. Going on the appointment, giving an offer, all those are little successes. All those things are things that you need to get a wholesale deal. So, celebrate those. Think positive. Be thankful that, you're able to do those, because that's the process that you need to close a deal. And also, so the next bulletin, thoughts provoke actions, which, man, so when I first got started, it was kind of weird to me to think that, what idiot would accept, 60%, 65% ARV on their property. It was kind of like, it was unrealistic. And, that's probably why I struggled my first week. But thankfully, I had mentors that kind of knocked that mindset out of me. And you got to kind of think of it this way as well. if a seller, here's an example for you guys. If a seller has a property, let's just be simple. Let's say their house on, totally done up ARV is worth $100,000. But let's say they're going through some family issues. Let's say their mom is dying of cancer. Their mom is dying of cancer and they need $50,000 for surgery that's going to save her life. Now, somebody like you, a local wholesaler, you come to them and you offer them 55,000 cash. You're not going to tell me that they're not going to take that cash to help save their mother's life. And that's just one example. There's tons of reasons of why someone may take lower value for their house, and also a seller being realistic with you as well. Let's say, I always like to use the car example. So let's say a 2015 brand new Chevy Impala, let's say that's worth 15K brand new, but let's say 20,000 miles on it, it's worth 15K in great condition. But then you have someone that's trying to sell that same car. It has 20,000 miles on it, but the interior is messed up. There's holes in the leather seats. It needs a new muffler. It needs engine work, whatever. It's not going to be worth that 15K. So, that's the way you got to look at these houses, and that's how you got to explain to these sellers as well. And a lot of sellers actually surprise you, and they'll be realistic, and they'll know that their house isn't worth that much, and showing them comps as well. So, get that in your mind, guys. There's people out here that are realistic and know their house isn't worth that much. So thoughts provoke action, guys. If you're not confident in yourself, and if you're not confident in the solutions that you're providing, the sellers are not going to be confident in you either to deliver on what you're saying you're going to deliver to them. They could sense that in the way you're talking, the way you sound, your tone, etc. So the next bulletin, guys, look at yourself as a problem solver and not a salesperson. I never read any sales book before I got into wholesaling. Now, not saying that that's not going to help you become a better wholesaler, because it is, persuasion and sales techniques that help you become a great wholesaler. But when you're first starting out, guys, you don't need that. You just need to put yourself in the mindset of being a problem solver. You're not trying to, there is some times where you're going to persuade, but there's not too much persuading. You're just solving problems. And that comes to the next bulletin, providing a solution that works best for them and that makes sense. So when I say that, what makes sense for them. So if they're telling you that their property is all done up, and excuse me, my mouth's a little dry. They're telling you their property is all done up and they're looking for market value for a property, it probably wouldn't make much sense to offer them a cash offer. That's when you guys should be, adding to your toolbox the lease option, the sub-twos, the seller finance. And if you guys don't know about that, ask me, ask Isaac, ask Andrew, ask Darian, ask everyone in the Flip and Paper group. We'll be glad to help you guys out. And also as well, in a later slide, I'll explain how you can actually close deals working with realtors. Okay, so case study one, guys. So actually, this past, what was it? It was in the summertime. It was July. And I called this seller. It's crazy because I didn't even think it was a deal because of the little bit of notes I had before I called them. And, I called them still going into the phone call with, whatever, let's see what we're going to do. Let's see if we can provide a solution for them. They just bought the property. He just bought the property a year ago, and he was actually in pre-foreclosure already. So right off the gate, I knew the solution, if any, that I could provide for him that would work. It would not be a cash offer because he didn't have enough equity. It would have to be a lease option, seller finance, or a listing opportunity. So, the first question that I asked him when I got on the phone with him, I'm like, hey man, I forgot his name. Actually, I think his name was Adam. Adam, you know, I seen that you just bought this property. I'm just kind of curious, like, are you not happy with the property? Why are you selling? And he was actually in the Air Force and he was just about to get out. And he said, hey, listen, Darren, this property is actually the biggest burden of my life right now. Like these are his exact words. This property is the biggest burden on my life right now. And I just want to get rid of the property. I don't even want anything from it. So when he said that, I'm like, the first thing I'm like, you know, seller finance or lease option, you know, is the easiest way. And so I asked a couple questions. You know, I asked him, you know, how much did he owe on his pre-foreclosure? I did let him know that I did see that it was on pre-foreclosure. And, you know, he told me he owed like $9,000. And so what we did was I asked him like, hey, you know, I can really help you. And it's going to cost me, you know, a lot of money just to reinstate your loan. But I'm willing to do that. And I'm willing to help make these payments, get you out of pre-foreclosure and take over your house if we could do something creative. And it was a VA loan. So in Arizona, or I don't know if that's everywhere, but in Arizona, you can't do a seller financing with a VA loan. So like, hey, man, you know, I got an offer for you that'll help you out. It'll help you take this biggest burden that you have off your hands. And I said, you know, would you be open to that? He said, yes. And, you know, I showed him the offer. It was a lease option for 10 years. And the mortgage payments were, I mean, the monthly payments was equal to the mortgage payment. And all we had to do was reinstate the loan. And then we wholesaled that. We just had, we charged someone an assignment fee of $20,000. We took the $9,000 to reinstate his loan and we profited $11,000. And it's funny because when I got off the phone with him, he was like, wow, man, like, you know, people have been calling me all week. You know, you're not the first investor I talked to, but you are the first investor that provided this solution for me. So, you know, other people aren't using it, guys. So be different, be creative, use these lease options and these seller finances and use solutions that actually make sense for the seller. So next slide, guys, get a mentor. Get a mentor. I'm telling you guys, mentors, you know, they do so much for you because especially if they, especially because they were at where you are at one point and they went past that and you're looking to go past that. So get a mentor. There are the only shortcuts. Sorry guys, my mind went blank for a minute. They're the only shortcuts and, you know, they're going to help you save you from mistakes, whether it's taking the wrong actions or letting you know what to do, what the right things to do, and also saving you money, you know, whether it's marketing money, you know, they could save you hundreds, thousands, you know, even in some rare cases, you know, the big time people save you millions of dollars. So, you know, get you a mentor, guys. And, you know, not only do they help you save those mistakes on what not to do or money, but they save you time. They save you time. Our most valuable asset, time. You know, they can help you save weeks, months, and even in some cases, years. So to get you to where you want to be a lot faster. Go to college. Hey, this is my favorite topic. I try telling everyone about this, and I'm so glad I made this video for you guys to, you know, kind of open your mind to different options in building your wholesaling business and where to start. So go to college and get paid for it. You know, not literally, guys, but what I mean when I say that is find a mentor. Find a high-performing wholesaling company that does volume each month and work for them. Why not? You know, you're going to learn the game. They're going to give you the game. You're going to actually see how a successful high-performing wholesaling company operates. That's what you want to do. So why don't you just go work for one for a couple months? You know, you're going to get mentorship. You're getting, that's where these bulletins come in, free leads. you're getting free systems, you're getting free staff and assistants, you're getting free marketing. You don't have to pay any of that. Now you could do wholesaling without that, but if you really want to provide, if you really want to perform and close deals at a high level, you need these things. And if you work for a wholesaling company or a mentor that can provide these things for you, you can focus more on closing deals and learning the game as well. And at the same time, you're getting paid for it. Again, you're going to college for free and you're getting paid for it. So, man, I would do it. I mean, I did it. So, and also, guys, and if you're going off on your own and you have limited buyers, JV deals. Call up your local wholesaling star in your area, whoever the buyers are, JV with them. It's better to get a little bit of or some of a deal rather than to get none of no deal. So, JV, guys, if you ain't got them buyers. So the next slide, case study 2. So again, guys, that's what I did. I'm not telling you guys to do, or, you guys don't have to do that at all, but it worked for me. I just learned about wholesaling a year ago. My boy Darian introduced me to who are now my partners, Andrew and Isaac, and I wanted to get involved in wholesaling. So I met up with them and they told me they could get me in. And, just like most people, I wanted to run a wholesaling business on my own. And not just to have my own business, but because I wanted 100% of that assignment fee. Like, I would see people posting groups all the time, the $10,000 checks, the $20,000 checks, and even those rare checks of $30,000. And I wanted those checks for myself, but I didn't have the knowledge. I didn't have the systems. I didn't have the leads, the staff in order to do that. So that's why I think going to work for a local wholesaling company is best, because it allows you to learn all of those things and get your cash up and close deals and get the experience at the same time. So, I did it. It worked for me. So. All right, guys. So here are the steps that you can take to get 3 deals in 30 days. The biggest one, this first bulletin right here, earn while you learn. I think a lot of people make the biggest mistake when they first get into wholesaling. They feel like they need to know everything. They feel like they need to know all the ins and outs of wholesaling before they actually get started. And like I said, when I first got started, the only thing I knew was that an investor would buy a deal from me if I could sell it to them at 70 to 75% market value. That's all I do. That's all I did. And I still closed 3 deals in 30 days. So, definitely learn, take time out, after your day, whether it's, I don't know what time you guys get done grinding, 6, 7, whatever. After that time, definitely do research, read books, look up on how to become a better wholesaler, learn different techniques, read up on lease option, all that stuff, but learn that along the way. Close deals and learn. Earn while you learn. A next action, give every lead an offer. Sending an offer is a marketing strategy, guys. That's what it is. At the end of the day, you give someone an offer, they know they can come back to you and you're going to give them X amount of dollars for their property. They may say no now, but they may come back later because you actually gave them an offer. Next bulletin, get connected with realtors and brokers in your area. Very crucial. Realtors are very, very helpful. So one thing that a realtor can do for you guys is, let's say you have let's say you have a property under contract in some neighborhood. And this is what you do. This is how a realtor can help you. You can actually look up in that area what properties actually sold in as is condition. And what you can actually do is you can contact that realtor and you could be like, hey, I seen that this transaction sold under your listing, or you were involved in this transaction. I was just wondering, did you have any information on the buyer? I would like to get in contact with them. And, you can always offer them a fee to help you as well. I'm sure they'll do it. They want to get paid as well. So realtors, they are the keys to buyers as well. Definitely use them. Definitely get connected with them. Another thing with realtors and brokers, you can actually list properties without having a realtor license. And this is something that people do. It's something I do. I get connected with realtors and I'm like, hey, I come across marketing leads all the time, leads that I can't do anything with, leads that aren't open to cash offers, seller financing, or lease options, but they're motivated to sell. That's when you get connected with a realtor and you be like, hey, I got these leads. I want to give them to you. If you close on any of them, you keep 66%. I'll keep 33%. So you're listing properties without a real estate license. And of course, it's definitely good to go through the broker. Definitely go through the broker so you don't get the realtor in trouble, because they're not allowed to get paid through anybody else besides their broker. And brokers are open to that too, because at the end of the day, they're getting paid as well. So do that, guys. Also another thing that they can help you with, so much value from working with realtors. I may miss some, but use those retail leads as leverage. Use that as leverage. It's so important in our business to be able to get the true ARV of a property. And you can't do that without MLS access. So, approach a realtor, say, hey, I'm sending you all of these retail leads and I'm going to continue to do so, and you're closing on them. I would like to continue this relationship with you. The only thing I ask is just MLS access. I'm telling you guys, they're going to give it up. They're going to give it up. It's that easy. So that's how realtors and brokers can help you out. Next bulletin, guys, get out of your comfort zone. If you're going out on your own, definitely attend meetups. This is for I think it's introverts. I think I'm a natural introvert that turned extrovert. I think I pronounced those words correctly. But you got to network, you got to attend meetups, you got to get involved. You never know who you will meet that can actually help you, or you help them. And then in the long term, they'll reciprocate that energy. Ask questions. It's good to get connected with local wholesalers and buyers to learn if there's some market trend that's going on in your market, just specifically your market, and where are actually people buying in. I know one point in time when I first got to Dallas, there's like a lot of people buying in Garland and Mesquite. And, I would have never known that if I wasn't networking. So, do that, guys. Ask questions, call the big players in your market, get connected with them, JV deals with them, and build those relationships. Driving for dollars, that was actually my favorite, guys. That was my favorite thing to do. I'll tell you a little bit about my experience in the next slide. But driving for dollars, guys, do that for about an hour, at least, minimum. Sometimes I did 2-3 hours every day, my first 30 days. Even on Sundays, you got to be hungry. Even on Sundays, I was doing this, guys. But specifically, guys, you got to go to the rough areas, go to the hoods. That's what I did. I went to the hoods and I would look for the rundown properties that, you couldn't even see through the window, was boarded up. Those are the ones that you want to jot down and get those properties, jot them down. There's ways that you can get phone numbers for free. But of course, you get what you pay for. If you end up paying to get skip trace, to get phone numbers and stuff, most likely the quality is better and you have a better chance of getting in contact with the sellers. So bandit signs as well, guys. Bandit signs work. Do those. I mean, I would do probably 50 minimum. I know a lot of people do like 100. I know people that do 200. But make sure you do those on Friday evenings, because the city actually, people that work for their city, I believe it's codes, like they'll take down your bandit signs. So but they don't work on the weekends. So that's your chance to get that free marketing through the weekend. Make sure I'm not missing anything. Oh, very important, guys. Make sure you get a Google number, or, there's so many apps out here to get secondary numbers. Make sure you get that, because I actually heard, I don't do bandit signs anymore here in Texas. Well, actually, I haven't done any in Texas, but I actually heard that if they actually catch you, or, call your phone number and they figure out it's you, I heard it's like $1,000 fine. So that's kind of crazy. So make sure you guys get an alternative or a Google number for those signs. Cold calling definitely works. But cold calling works, but excuse me, cold calling works, but man, cold calling is tough. Cold calling, it's so easy to get discouraged, because I know some days, man, I had people that wouldn't even pick up the phone. 150 calls a day, no one's picking up the phone, but they work. Eventually you're gonna find somebody. You just got to keep calling. Eventually people will pick up. Eventually people will actually be interested in selling. Eventually you'll be able to set appointments. So all those things work, guys. Everything works. You just got to do it consistently. So let me just want to make sure I don't miss anything, guys. All right, so case study. All right, so for driving for dollars, guys, like I said, for myself, man, driving for dollars is probably my favorite out of all three of those: cold calling, bandit signs. I was driving for dollars every day, at least an hour, sometimes two. And actually, that's how I got my third deal, was actually through cold calling. So what happened was I seen this property. It was, of course, it was a torn property. And, it's just very simple. We skip traced it, and we called the guy up, and he was looking to sell. And it was a clean deal. Like it sold easily. We did have some problems with the tenants and the sellers, but at the end of the day, it sold. And it was actually probably one of my biggest checks as an acquisition manager. Okay. Oh, so so here goes a picture of me and Andrew, my mentor, my partner. This is when we closed my first deal. That was like 2 weeks into wholesaling. So and listen, guys, I didn't know much. I didn't know anything. Like it just was so easy. So I called this seller in South Phoenix. Market value for the property was like 160,000. And he told me himself, he's like, man, I'm living in Alaska right now. Like, I just want to get rid of the property. It's vacant. There was tenants in there. They tore the place up. So like, okay, is there any way that I can go view the property? So, long story short, we set the appointment. I went through there. It was a dump, guys. And he was asking he was asking for 90,000, and that's actually what he owed. And no, actually he's asking 95. And I offered him 85,000. That's all I did. I went to go take a look at the property, and I offered him 85,000, and he said yes. He said yes to that. He had to come out 10K of his pocket just so we can get the deal done, but he was open to that. So, and I didn't do anything special, guys. I just called him. I went the appointment, and I made the offer, and it got accepted. And that was my first deal right there, as an acquisition manager. It goes my second deal, like 2 weeks after, man. 2 weeks after, that was my second deal. So again, the third was a skip tracing. And the second one, again, guys, it was so simple. All I did was call him up, set the appointment, and we made an offer. That's all we did. Like he used to be a wholesaler before. He wasn't that active. He really needed the money. And yeah, it was an easy deal. Just made the offer. So that was that. So guys, any other questions, any way I can help you guys, definitely book a time with me. Send me a message, DM on Facebook. I can book a time with you guys, help you out with whatever you guys are looking to do. And again, like, share, comment this, and I'll negotiate I'll pick two people to negotiate with a seller with. And like I said, you guys can listen to that on three-way. You could take notes, all that stuff. And we can lock up the contract for you guys. Follow us on YouTube, Flipping Paper, subscribe, follow us on, join our group, Wholesaling Houses, Flipping Paper. We always dropping mad value, giving mad information away to help you guys out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This was my first ever little training. I was a little nervous, but we got it done. So practice makes perfect, and I'll be on here soon, and I'll talk to you guys. Peace.